Fallout Monday, I guess you could say. The Lions fall to the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. Neil Rule, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel here in the house. Spencer Raxter. Emotions are running high, as you might expect. And, this is the way it's supposed to feel. This is the way this is the way it feels when you lose. Lindsey Hunter told you, 05 finals. He gonna cry in the car. He didn't even get to the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the way it's supposed to feel. And, we're discussing it. And look, I had somebody ask me on social media, they said, when's the financial breakdown? We're going to do that later in the week. I mean, that's not a today thing. That's not a today thing. That's a later on in the week thing. Dre 10, Neil, I have one simple question. What is a choke job if this doesn't qualify? When you're up 17 and the 49ers are getting the ball coming out of the second half, they were never out of the football game. A choke job to me is when you have a team out of the football game and you lose it. And you flat out lose it. Right. Like the Bills and the Oilers, right. That was a choke job.
Right.
I'm talking stuff like that. The 49ers, who are the number one seed in the NFC, who have been knocking on this door for 5 years now and unable to open it. You know what they look like to me? They look like a team, and I'm going to ask D-Mac this. They look like a team that had been knocking on the door for 4 straight years, and they said, holy shit, it's slipping away.
Yeah.
And they said no more. They went principle on it. They said no more. They did. They were an elite team. And the Lions are a very, very good football team.
Yes.
They are the second best team in the NFC.
Yes.
They are. But the 49ers got to a point, they were down 17, coming out of the locker room, and they took a stand.
Well, I when you watched them play, you watched them against Green Bay the second half, and you watched them this game the second half, there was it was just a calmness about them. You know what I'm saying? It was like nothing was going to rattle them. And that comes from experience.
Yep. And they caught a break and they maximized it.
Yes, that comes from having guys that have been there. They're surrounded by guys that have been in those situations, that have been in championship games. That matters. People may not think it matters, but that matters.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Thomas says, can't blame Dan Campbell, coached according to how crappy his defense is and lack of kicking game. And I know people are going to talk about that, and Spenny, you brought up the 27 points in a row. That defense forced 3 field goal attempts and got a pick. They did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't. What do you expect them to do when the Niners start a drive at the 25-yard line or wherever they were when Gibbs fumbled the football?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that was the worst possible time for that to happen.
Right.
But there's never a good time.
Right. And things, things are always when you're the only show on, championship games, the only games on. Everything is magnified. Everything is magnified 10 times how it would have been normally, and yeah, there's pressure out there. There's all sorts of things going on and going through guys' minds that have never been in this situation before, so the emotions and everything gets the best of you in these situations. I don't care who you are. It may manifest itself afterwards. It may manifest itself during, but dude, it's tough to go out there and play in these situations. I know people say, oh, they're paying millions of dollars to do it. They are. And so are the other guys on the other team.
And let me level with everybody right now, too. I talked about this a little bit in the open. It doesn't hurt as much as I thought that it was going to hurt, but I think that goes into the build-up and the lead-up into the football game. And I got to thinking about it, and I know the position that this team's in. And we'll discuss that coming up in just a little bit. But I know the position this team's in. It's not fake.
Right.
It's real. This team is real. This team is built to last. And does it make it excusable that they? No, because you're there, right? You're there. You're in the Final Four of the National Football League. You're there. You have a look at it. You had a lead. You had a great look at it. I understand that. But the hurt isn't quite as strong because I know this isn't fake. I know it. I believe that 100% because as an organization, structurally, they're sound. the assets they have, the cap space they have. They have some questions to answer. No doubt about it. Every team's got questions to answer right now. I get that. But there is more of a calmness, and I'm not flipping out the same way that everybody's flipping out because the game played out the way that it did.
Right.
And look, are you guaranteed to be back there? No, you are not guaranteed to be back there. I understand. I walked out of the Silverdome, a little 8-year-old Neil Rule with his dad, thinking this is great. It's going to be like this forever. And it hasn't been like that again until yesterday.
Right.
I honestly believe this, Lindsay. And I'm not going to do what a lot of the Detroit sports people you follow are doing right now, where you're going to flip up your angle of attack all of a sudden for clout or to get some clicks or to get some likes and stuff like that. I think what I think. I'm paid here to tell you what I think. This is what I think about this football team. So I'm not going to flip out and change up and do a 180 and change the whole way I go about things, man. That's why I'm comfortable in this chair, even right now, in one of the worst moments we've experienced in Lions football in the last 30 years.
Right.
I'm comfortable in this chair right now. I'm not changing that up because I'm not based on bullshit. I'm not here to sell you guys on stuff. I'm paid to tell you what I think. This is what I think. This is why I'm more calm about it, because they got $61 million in cap space. They got 4 picks in the first 3 rounds of the draft, which will be in Detroit in 2 months, by the way.
Yep.
I'm cool with it, everybody. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Is it guaranteed to get back here? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I like their chances.
Right. Look, if you look at the NFC right now and you don't think that the Lions are the cream of the crop, then you know what? There's no need for you to follow them anymore, because that's so far from the truth. The Lions are built to be here, and you look at how far they came this year, and you look at the pieces that they, like you just said, $60 million in cap space. You look at what they can add to get better. You know, this team is going to be around. They're going to be around, and I don't know what else to tell people to make them understand that the core of this team is great and they're young. What else do you want?
They're in as good a space as anybody else. Lorena Rios, cap space. Mark Walston, cap space diversion. You tell me then, Mark. Okay, Mark, well, tell me what team you're rooting for next year then. So obviously you're done, right? I'm keeping these receipts, by the way, of these folks, man. And some of my close friends even. I was like, what's the matter with you guys?
I'm telling you, man, people, it's something about being on the verge of greatness, because people start getting delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like, people start thinking like, oh, when the catastrophic, so they think, happens, we're no longer going that way. You know? Yeah, there are teams that have went that far and never got back, but there are teams that also maintain a level that always gives them a chance to get back there.
Spenny, can we pose a question to the people in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread?
Yeah.
Did the Lions overachieve?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Should be 100% yes. I mean,
Yes.
Then,
but if
then what is this? Cap
Exactly.
space diversion.
Exactly.
Cap space cap. Then what is it? Somebody's lying here then. You know what I'm saying?
My goals for this season, I had it. I believed they would win the division, and I believed they would win a playoff game, and they did that. But obviously, you know, opinions change, expectations change when you see how they play, when you see where they're at. You expect them to do more. But at the beginning of the season, yeah, they overachieved. This is a better season than anybody expected.
Yes, because nobody, I don't remember not one person in the chat saying that they thought the Lions were Super Bowl contenders. I didn't hear nobody say that shit. So all the delusional people that are making up shit right now saying, oh, you know, we choked or whatever. No, you didn't even think they would be here. So be happy and let's look forward to building and not trying to tear everything down that you saw that wasn't perfect. That's how you do it.
Yeah, so again, the Mark Walstons and Lorena Rios of the world, then okay, have fun with your teams next year then, whoever that team is. Because I guarantee you this, they're not in as good a spot as the Lions are.
No.
I guarantee you that. So good luck, guys. Have fun. Brian Ruth, this team will be back time and time again. I believe that they will. Burn says, remember when Boston beat the Bad Boys? They never made it back. Or the Wings lost in 95 and never made it back. People are trapped in the moment. And Lindsay, I was going to talk to you.
Was that the first time the Red Wings or the Pistons made the finals? Was that the first time the Red Wings or the Pistons won a playoff game in 30 fucking years? No, that was at the end of their dynasties. This is the beginning of something.
Right.
They overachieved. This is the beginning of the Lions' reign. This is the beginning of the Lions' success. That was the end of the Pistons dynasty. That was the end of the Red Wings dynasty.
Two different things.
There's a huge difference.
Right. Two different things.
Lindsay, funny fact about the 04 Pistons. Y'all have been knocking on the door for a minute.
Forever. Shit, we had keys to the door and couldn't get in.
There's a beginning stage to this, man. Very rarely do you just show up on the scene and win. Very rarely.
Hey, Kevin Lang says, Lindsay made me believe more than anyone. Thanks, brother. Much love, Kevin. Appreciate you.
Yes. But you know what? Again, I'm going to do like the financial show maybe on Wednesday. I'll do the financial show. Big Simmy says, preach, Benny, preach. Yes. Peter says, Neil, it's just disappointing we had gotten off to such a great start to the game. You didn't honestly think you were going to walk into San Francisco and win 34-10, did you?
No.
Did you think that, Flannel?
Neil, it's just the idea that we're not even allowed to be upset.
No,
basically what you're saying.
I'm upset.
You don't sound like it. I said anything to like push back and criticize the team, and it's just like
No. Criticize the team. No, you criticize a call that was right.
I mean,
it was the right call.
It didn't work.
Because the players didn't execute. The call was right. The play was there. The call was right.
Fine.
And you get that security blanket too of the field goal was the call, but they never kicked it, so we'll never know.
No.
You get that blanket of security.
But it's not just that. It's just this idea of we can't be disappointed. All we gotta do is look ahead, and everything is awesome, even though we blew a 17-point halftime lead. That's what you guys are saying. I can't say anything about this team.
No. Everybody. How did I say I felt after we lost the second championship? I cried.
So did I.
Yeah, I'm not telling people should be hurt because that means you care. Like, we're not telling you not to be hurt, but we're just telling you stop like pointing fingers at shit that don't matter.
Yep. Bad plays that Lions players made didn't matter. It's okay. They played a perfect game.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I said, Flannel. That's exactly what I said. And you know the 49ers, they suck. No. They suck, and you were going to go in there and win 34-10. It was 24-7 at halftime. You're just going to close down the club and win 34-10. They weren't going to do anything about it.
You got to hold that lead, though.
Yep.
Got to hold that lead. That's all.